AI. Some people say it will be the downfall of humanity. Others believe it will create a world that could not only eradicate poverty, but also terminal illnesses. While this seems like it could be decades away, technology is moving at such a fast pace that it is much closer than most people can imagine. And we can give some thanks to a dog named Rosie. In 2024, Rosie, a rescued 8-year-old Staffordshire Terrier Shar Pei mix, was diagnosed with aggressive mast cell cancer, also known as skin cancer. The doctors said she would only have a few short months to live. Her owner, Paul, did everything he could. She had multiple surgeries and chemotherapy sessions, but nothing worked. Paul, who has a background in data science but no formal training in biology, turned to ChatGPT to brainstorm a way to save her. AI suggested he perform genomic sequencing, comparing the DNA of Rosie's healthy tissue against the DNA of her tumor to find specific mutations. ChatGPT pointed him to the Ramasiati Center for Genomics at UNSW. Paul paid $3,000 to have the genome sequenced, converting Rosie's cancer from a biological problem into a data problem. Once he had gigabytes of the genetic data, Paul used a lot of AI tools to find a solution. First, he used ChatGPT to analyze the data pipelines and help him write code to identify specific mutations. Second, he used AlphaFold, which is Google DeepMind, which he used to model the 3D structure of the mutated proteins to see which parts could be targeted. Third, he used Grok. This helped him during the final stages to help design the blueprint for a custom mRNA vaccine. Paul then collaborated with university researchers and spent months navigating red tape to get ethics approval for an experimental trial. Rosie received her first custom mRNA injection in December 2025. Within weeks, the largest tumor, about the size of a tennis ball, shrunk by 50%. Following her booster shots in January and February 2026, her condition has continued to stabilize. One of her largest tumors has now shrunk by approximately 75%. Because one specific tumor did not respond to the initial vaccine, Paul is currently back at work with AI. He is performing a second round of DNA sequencing to identify why those specific cells were resistant, and is designing a second-generation vaccine to target them. While this story is incredible, Paul himself is cautious about using the word cure. He reports that Rosie is much more comfortable, her coat has regained its gloss, and she has significantly more energy than she did before the trial began in December 2025. Because the cancer was already at an advanced stage, the treatment is viewed as a way to significantly extend her quality of life, rather than a total eradication of the disease. As of March 2026, the experimental vaccine has shown so much promise that it's now being discussed as a potential blueprint for human cancer treatments. It is being hailed by tech leaders like OpenAI's Greg Brockman and DeepMind's Demis Hassabis as a preview of the future of personalized medicine, where AI allows for hyper-specific treatments tailored to an individual's unique genetic code. Rosie is teaching us that personalized medicine can be effective and time-sensitive. The red tape was actually Paul's biggest hurdle. He spent 3 months writing a 100-page ethics proposal, which ChatGPT's help, to get permission for the trial. Now that it has been successful in a dog, scientists believe this could pave the way for faster approval of personalized mRNA vaccines for human cancers. Rosie's case has accelerated several human clinical trials. As of March 2026, mRNA technology is moving beyond infectious diseases and into mainstream oncology. The following are just a few of the primary types of cancers currently being targeted in human trials. Advanced melanoma skin cancer. This is the frontrunner for human mRNA vaccines. In early 2026, Moderna and Merck released 5 years of data, showing that their personalized vaccine, when combined with the immunotherapy drug Keytruda, reduced the risk of recurrence or death by 49%. It is currently in phase 3 trials, which is the final stage before public release. Regulators are considering accelerated approval, which could make it available as early as late 2026 or 2027. Pancreatic cancer. Often called the silent killer because it is hard to detect early, is a major focus for BioNTech. Because pancreatic tumors have very few mutations compared to melanoma, AI is used to find the needle in the haystack, specific antigens that the immune system can actually see. A phase 1 trial showed that in 50% of patients, the vaccine successfully flipped a switch in the immune system, leading to no recurrence for up to 4 years. A larger phase 2 trial involving 260 patients worldwide is currently ongoing to confirm these results. Non-small cell lung cancer. Lung cancer is being targeted because of its high mutation rate, which gives AI more targets to work with when designing a vaccine. BioNTech is running a trial which uses a fixed mRNA cocktail targeting common lung cancer mutations rather than a 100% custom one for every patient, making it faster and cheaper to produce. Colorectal and bowel cancers. Trials in the UK and US are focusing on patients who have had surgery but are at high risk of the cancer returning. Doctors are now using AI to scan a patient's blood for microscopic traces of tumor DNA. If any are found, they immediately print a custom mRNA vaccine to kill the remaining cells before they can form a new tumor. Why 2026 is the tipping point? The medical community is calling 2026 a catalyst-rich year. When Paul started Rosie's treatment, it was a slow, manual process. Now, companies like BioNTech are aiming to have 15 phase 3 trials running by the end of this year. Tools like AlphaFold 3 are now being used to predict how cancer proteins interact with drugs in seconds, a process that used to take months of lab work. Rosie is going to continue with her current treatment plan and being phase 2 as soon as possible. Paul, who rescued her in 2019, said she is his best mate and has been a constant companion through major life events. As of today, she is energetic and stable, living her best life. I'll be continuing to follow up on Rosie's progress and will provide updates as they become available. Please consider liking and subscribing for more content like this.